One evening, Jesus wanted to be alone and get away from the crowds. So he goes up a mountain so that he could spend time in prayer with the Father. Jesus ends up spending all night long praying. And he comes down the mountain at daybreak because he's going to choose 12 dudes, a squad, a crew, to follow him, 12 disciples. See, these 12 disciples were going to follow him, and Jesus was going to teach them. He was going to prepare them so that he would send them out to go and preach. And Jesus would give them the power so that they would be able to heal the sick and cast out demons. The 12 names of these disciples were Simon, who was also known as Peter, and his brother Andrew. You had James and John, who were known as the sons of thunder. You had Philip, you had Bartholomew, you had Thomas, the twin, Matthew, the tax collector. You had a second Simon, who was known as Simon the Zealot. You had a second James, who his name was James the Less. And then you had Thaddaeus, who was known as Judas, but not the one who betrayed Jesus. And then Judas Iscariot, the one who betrayed Jesus. Jesus looks at his 12 disciples and he tells them this: I'm sending you out like sheep amongst wolves, a dangerous situation. But I want you to know this: the Father, he will protect you. See, the Father knows when a little bird dies as it hits the ground. And yet, don't you know that you are much more valuable than a bird? See, the Father even knows the number of hairs that you have on your head. Jesus also tells his disciples, see, your family is going to want you to be disloyal to me, and he's going to want you to be loyal to them. See, if you seek their approval, you will not be worthy of following me. And so if you want to follow me, you're going to have to carry your cross and carry the burden of my shame. If you save your life and put it in first place, you will end up losing it. But if you give up your life for me, you will end up earning it. One day Jesus was on the Sabbath day and he was teaching in the synagogue, in the temple. And on the Sabbath day, people couldn't work. And so the religious leaders said, this is the moment where we're going to catch Jesus slipping. See, they knew that there was a crippled man who was in the crowd. And if Jesus healed on the Sabbath, it would be considered work. And it was unlawful, illegal for people to work on the Sabbath. So the religious leaders approached Jesus and they said, Jesus, is it okay to heal on the Sabbath? But Jesus knew what they were up to. They were trying to trick him. So Jesus calls the crippled man, the man with the crippled hand, to come up in front of the crowd and in front of the religious leaders. And Jesus says the following: is it legal, is it okay to do right, to do good on the Sabbath? Or is it okay to do evil? Is it legal to save a life, or is it legal to destroy one? See, look at this man. If you guys have a sheep and this sheep falls into a hole on the Sabbath, even though it's work, are you not going to pull the sheep out? This man right here, is he not more valuable than a sheep? So Jesus looks at the crowd and his accusers and he said, I will answer this question for you. Yes, it is legal to heal on the Sabbath. Jesus looks at the man and he says, stretch out your hand. The man trips out. See, all of a sudden his crippled hand becomes as healthy, as strong as his regular hand. Jesus amazes the crowds. And the religious leaders from that moment, because they were mad at Jesus, they start trying to figure out a way to kill him.